Okay, so we're going to use our working spreadsheet. This can be found in the main operations section here under S, Public Works, Environmental Services, Landfill Operations, and then Database folder. There's the name of it right there, the 2017 CLL Operations Worksheet. We'll probably change the name internally on that once we get our file database structure up and running completely. But the thing to focus on here is that our inputs are in yellow, and then our results from all of those inputs are calculated in the green sections here. And so we don't have the volume change in the working face yet. That hasn't been calculated in Carlson Command. We do that in subsequent steps. But we know that in March, for instance, there were 24 working days or operational days. And then our loose volume of soil, well, we use our cubic yard report, daily cover cubic yard report, and that's 1,920, 3,360 for daily cover, and 140 for deck. Okay, so we'll go ahead and, oops, that's the wrong sheet, but we'll go 1,920, I think it was it 3360 and 140. Double check and make sure I got the right values there. 1920, 3360, 140. That's right. Okay, so then we want to take this next one and we want to add the total. We want to put in the total soil usage. So what we need to do is go back to this guy again and also add the extra 140,200 cubic yards. So this is not showing up on the report. It should be exposed trash ADC, exposed trash dirt, roads, of course, and miscellaneous cover in the form of dirt. So we add plus 140 plus 1,000 plus 200. Oops. Just make sure, double check I got that right. Yes. Okay, so then we'll come down here, and our next input is net MSW in the working face. So I do actually want to back up real quick and just show that we've converted the loose volume to a tonnage. And if you look, they don't exactly correlate. Like your loose volume of millings is much lighter relatively than the loose volume cubic yardage wise of your tonnage of soil. I mean, so what I'm saying is that soil is much more dense than the millings, and so that's why there's a very big difference between the weight of millings compared to the weight of soil in here. Okay, let's get back down to the tonnage. You'll take the tonnage from our combined tonnage sheet, which is 8,055 tons right here. 8055. I'm going to put equals 8055, and you'll see why in just a second. Now, one of the things we have to do is weed out some of the discrepancies potentially that could come up, and one of the ways we can do that is to kind of look, go back to our tonnage report here. If we look at our tonnage report, for instance, on the 20th and the 21st of March, there was a lot of tonnage coming through. Unfortunately, I can go back through and break down the reports, but unfortunately that takes time and energy to do. If I do it on Access, just bigger, more robust reports with a lot of breakdown of different material types. One of the most streamlined ways that I found to do this is by having the Scalehouse produce a product summary. The product summary helps because you can take those products, obviously, that are not being disposed, that we know are not going into the working phase, such as the street sweepings, wood, metal, and others, and we can back those out. Inert debris is also reconstruction debris that's not going right into the working phase of the landfill. We still account for it, but it's going into the working phase of the landfill, so we're not going to use that for our compaction rate specifically in the landfill operation. Alright, so if we add all of these yellow highlighted rows up, we come out with 2,114 tons of material material that really was not disposed of in the working phase. And so that's going to be very helpful for us later when we're looking at our net tonnage and looking at our compaction rate. So I'm going to back those numbers out. That's very important to look at that. So that brings our actual tonnage down to 5,941. So it's a significant decrease in the tonnage, but it'll also help to make the compaction rate be more realistic. Okay, so the last comment I want to make is right here. This number right here is 9,296. ADC, dirt, and the net MSW. That is the important number to really look at when we're putting data into Carlson Command, which once again is the kind of next mothership with all of the GPS data that we're going to use to do spatial control or volume calculations. So that ends this step in the